Good evening and welcome to Menomonie High School, where the Hudson Raiders are taking on the Menomonie Indians in the second game of the Big Rivers Conference season. Hudson comes into tonight's game with tonight's match with a 5-1 record, having won their first five games and then losing to Eau Claire Memorial in a very spirited contest last Thursday night. Dave Drewiski and Jane Little bringing you the game from Menomonie. Once again, we're going to have to struggle with my relative lack of knowledge on this sport, but we'll do the best we can. It should be interesting. Menomonie, of course, has a storied football history with the many banners that you can see on the wall down at the end of the gymnasium here. They also had an excellent girls basketball team last year, very up-tempo athletic team. And I recognize a few of the girls on the Menomonie team from that very good basketball team. We're doing the announcements of the starting lineup. Amber Sadoff and Tori Trainer were just announced. Junior Stephanie Little, Molly Schwartz, Katrina Zenz, the middle hitter, Brittany Eberlin, and number 19, Jamie Lindstrom. Hudson has a tall team with 4 players at 6 foot or better. Now the starters for Menomonie: Dakota Weber, number 3, number 4, Jenna Wolf, number 5, Kayla Minner, number 9, Fallon Schwach, number 11, Morgan Leckler, and number 12, Brooke Steiner, and libero is Maddie Harnstrom. Tricia Dressler is the coach for Menomonie, and Dennis Sadoff, assisted by Pete Galuska, are the Hudson coaches. Both Hudson coaches are non-teachers, but they've got a lot of volleyball experience, and they've taught the girls a lot about the game. We do a opening hand clap, and we'll be in to the game shortly. It's pretty loud in here. I hope you can hear me. This is kind of an old-fashioned gym with a low ceiling. One thing to keep in mind with volleyball, a lot of times serves are, which come in hard, are deflected high in the air, and if they do hit the girders, say, in the middle of the court here, the ball is actually in play. So you can see some pretty amazing turns when the ball comes flying off at an odd angle. So Hudson lineup here, Eberlin and Sadoff are both 3-year varsity players. Senior Jamie Lindstrom was just replaced by libero Tori Trainer. And you'll see that teams adjust from time to time based on what the coach sees on the other side of the court. There's Sadoff with a left-handed serve. And that'll go down as an ace for Sadoff. Another hard serve. Tough for people to handle. I always think of this game a lot like tennis, where you try to hit it long and hard and hit just inside the back line. Another troublesome serve. Sadoff reels 3 in a row. The teams play a best-of-5 format. First team to win 3 games wins. They play to 25 points, and they have to win by 2. It's a very exciting spectator sport. You'll hear a lot of noise here. Sadoff with another good serve. Finally returned by a libero. Little tip. Tried by Leckler. Into the net, so Hudson retains serve. Menomonie's got a fairly young team, 6 sophomores and 1 freshman on there to go with 6 seniors and only 1 junior. There's Stephanie Little putting it down, and Hudson off to a quick 6-0 start. Most kids are right-handed, and there's a serve out of bounds, so the serve will go over to Menomonie. but she moved her serve around a lot, had good velocity on it, and that's a great way to start this contest tonight. Here's number 4, Jenny Wolf, one of the senior captains. Puck put up. Okay, they called Hudson into the net, so Menomonie point. Here's Wolf with the serve. Zenz gets it. There's Eberlin putting it down. It's put back up and drops. Eberlin serving now. She's got a very powerful serve. Even though she's only about 5'8", she can really get it up and put the ball away too. Zenz did a nice dig there. Now Jamie Lindstrom putting it down, ball up in the rafters, but not over. This Leckler girl in front must be every bit of 6 foot tall, a little bit bigger. There's Schwach setting it over. Ball blocked but out of bounds, Menomonie point. 7-3 as Stainer goes back to serve. Nice setup there. Ball put down hard by Miller. Miller is one of those basketball players, I believe. A little bit too much motion on that serve. As long as they stay behind the end line, they can serve from any position and any amount of foot movement. Here's Tori Trainer on the serve. Ball put up, set for the outside. Zenz blocked it and then returned it. Is good spike by Jamie. A little change of pace there. Nice ball movement there. And blocked at the net. Hudson retains the serve. Trainer, kind of a lob serve there. Hard spike there by Leckler. Nice set. Now Leckler will drop back to serve. Teams can freely substitute as long as the scorer can see the number on the back of the player going in. Here's Leckler with the serve. Eberlin puts it up over to Lindstrom. Lindstrom's, well, they call the palm of the ball there. So Menomonie retains serve and comes back within 3. There's Eberlin putting it up. And put down hard by Katrina Zenz. Zenz, Lindstrom, Little, and Alexa Belanger are all 6 foot tall, so Hudson has a nice group of middle hitters to put in. Served by Ashley Fall, and that ball is long. Menomonie was, nope, they got one of the Hudson players must have tipped that, so ball goes back to Menomonie. Here's Schwach serving. She's definitely one of those basketball players. Eberlin puts it up, set up by Fall. Jamie Lindstrom put it down hard. There, it's over. Put up in front. Here's over to Lindstrom. Lindstrom puts it down. Nice teamwork and passing by Hudson there to get those serve back. 11-7. Oh, Maddie Drewiski will come in and serve. Maddie's a junior, first year on varsity. Her and Jamie Lindstrom are both outside hitters. Short serve by Drisky, gave him some trouble. Little tip, picked up, now put down by, nice idea there. Trainer saw that open spot on the floor and just lobbed it over the middle hitters, and Hudson scores a point there. It's not always the big kills that score. Drisky a lot harder serve this time. So over to the middle hitter. Hudson retains the point, ball was out. If you see that little striped pole on top of the net, that's out of bounds, and that was the call from the referee. If you notice, they have line judges at the back of the courts, and they have judges on both sides of the net. So the game is very closely officiated. And if you ever remember playing volleyball as a kid, the way we used to play, we'd get called for carries all the time. So I don't think I would do very well trying to play this game the way the girls play it. Timeout for Menomonie. Hudson with a 13-7 lead. Always seems like the teams that get momentum in that first game fare well. Drisky stays on the serve. Hudson's got a smaller lineup in there with only Katrina Zenz over 5'9". Menomonie also has a smaller lineup in, so you'll see those kind of strategy and personnel changes all through. Drisky serves, libero gets it up, Schlock sets it. But the ball was blocked and out of bounds, so Menomonie gets the point in the serve. Here's Miller serving. That's out of bounds. She went for that open piece of court and just missed. Any portion of the ball that hits the net is a good point. So it has to be clearly out of bounds. There's a good hard serve by Zenz. Menomonie manages to get over. Fall sets up Eberlin. Little deep in the net. Menomonie retains the serve. 14-9. There's Takoya Weber serving. Little jump serve, Drisky gets it up, Fall sets, Sadoff hits it deep. Menomonie manages to get over another set. That's into the net, so Menomonie gets the point. Weber on the serve. That's into the net, so Hudson point, Hudson serve. Ellie Schwartz back in the game, Fall out. Schwartz was a varsity player as a sophomore last year. Now, here's Amber Sadoff back on the serve. Hard left-handed serve. Again, Menomonie has trouble with that serve. Sadoff reeled off 5 points to get Hudson off to a good start at the beginning of the game. 16-10, we're going to 25, best of 5 match here. Another hard serve, deflected over to the corner. There's Schwartz, and that's out of bounds. Menomonie point. Wolf now serving. She's one of the captains for Menomonie. Jump serve, good hard serve, but that's long. Last week, the difference in the game was two of Eau Claire's smallest players. They had a little libero who got everything that went over the net, and a little, also another smaller player named Glowy was a tremendous server, and that seemed to be the difference in the game. That ball bounced off the girder. Leckler gets it back. Schwartz sets Lindstrom. And into the net, Menomonie point. 17-12 as Stainer goes back. Menomonie's seniors seem to log most of the minutes here. And that sidewinder serve didn't get the job done. So the libero's back in. That's Harmstrom. Stephanie Little on the serve. She's a junior, second-year varsity player. Well, they called a two-handed double hit on that, so one player can only hit it one time. Nice hard serve by Little. Lindstrom puts it back. Another set to Schwach and into the net. Hudson's point. Hudson hits the 20 mark now. Another timeout for Menomonie. They get 2 timeouts per game. So good, so far so good for the Raider ladies. 1 minute timeout, and it's kind of interesting coming over here. I hadn't actually been in inside the high school, but their trophy case out in the lobby only has teams that place either runner-up or champion in state, and seems to be filled up with a lot of football trophies. No matter what, these Menomonie kids work awfully hard. Menomonie High School is just a little over half of Hudson's enrollment, but they tend to be competitive in just about every sport. Good athletic program here in Menomonie. Stephanie Little back on the serve. She's got a dislocated finger. That's why her fingers are taped up. Hopefully it'll heal up in the off season, but she plays junior Olympic volleyball most of the year, so I don't know when that's going to have a chance to heal up. But it's not hurting her serving. Perhaps it even gives her a little bit of extra English on the ball. Nice hard serve again by Little. Leckler does a little dump, dug out by Eberlin, spiked by Lindstrom and down. Little back on the serve. Another hard serve. Set to the side. Little tip there by Sadoff. Like I said, a lot of the time you don't need the big hammer to score a point. Sometimes the finesse shot works every bit as well. It just doesn't get as big a reaction out of the crowd. Nasty serve there by Little. There was a palm called on Hudson. Little out, trainer in. Leckler back serving for Menomonie. New player in the game, little taller girl, Kelsey Jan. She's a sophomore. She looks to be somewhere between 5'10" and 6 foot tall too. So Menomonie's going for a little bit more height in their lineup now. Good serve by Leckler. Set. Timing was a little bit off on that set from Sadoff to Zenz. It's really pretty when it works. Another serve by Leckler. Picked up by Trainer. Over to Schwartz. And a little piece of open court by Wolf. Menomonie retains the serve. Deep serve by Leckler this time. She sets Lindstrom. Lindstrom shot was blocked. Well, one thing you'll see in this game is momentum has a nasty way of switching from one side of the court to the other. Right now, Menominee's got some momentum. Eberlin sets over to... It hit that speaker. This is a real low ceiling here. And what would have been a normal set in a lot of gyms came off on a bad angle, and Menomonie has reeled off 5 points in a row. Hudson still has a 5-point margin. 3 to go for the win in this game. Well, Coach Sanoff is, I think, just reminding them to play fundamentals. Could have been they thought they had the game in the bag when they had a 10-point lead. You'll notice Hudson has a tall lineup and Menomonie matched it, even though their tallest girl is serving right now in Leckler. It was a nasty serve by Leckler. That really took a dive. Well, we got Hannah Worth coming in. Hannah moved up from varsity last week. Eberlin taking a rare rest. That spike was into the net by Lindstrom. 7 consecutive points now by Leckler. There's Schwartz getting it up. Sat off over to Lindstrom. Lindstrom put it a little bit long. Now Drewiski in the game for Lindstrom. Menomonie back within 2. 8 straight points with Leckler on the serve. Deep serve, Worth gets it up nice and high. Over to Schwartz. Schwartz puts it down, and Hudson gets the serve back. There's Ashley Fall on the serve. Ashley was one of the captains of the JV team last year. She's got a very good serve. Block, nice block by Katrina Zenz. Hudson within 1 point of taking this first game tonight. Remember, they play best of 3. Here's Fall on the serve. Another good serve put up by Weber. Over to Hudson in the net there, so serve goes back over to Menomonie. Here's Schwach on the serve. Trainer puts it up, goes over to Sadoff. Whoa, that was a great play by Menomonie. Here's Menomonie. That ball was blocked out of bounds, so Hudson gets the point in the first game of this. Well, it turned out to be a very exciting first game of this match. Well, you saw how momentum switched to Menomonie. They reeled off 8 straight points with Leckler in the serve. Hudson had a comfortable 10-point lead before Leckler started serving. They made it very interesting. So Hudson takes the first game 25-22.
Welcome back to the game 2 of the Hudson Menomonie volleyball varsity game. On the court for Hudson, we have Amber, Stephanie, Ellie, Maddie, Tori, and Brittany. Over on the Menomonie side, got Brooke, Morgan, Callie, Jenny, and their libero, number 15, Maddie. Menomonie up to serve. Menomonie scores the point and serves again. Serves it out. Amber Sadoff up to serve. Stephanie Little with the block, playing middle position. Hudson serves the ball. Point to Menomonie as Hudson hits it out of bounds. Menomonie serves again. Maddie Drewski hitting it shy of the net, bounce off the ceiling. Menomonie serves again and serves it short. Score is 3-3. Hudson serve. And we have Brittany Eberling up to serve. Maddie Drewski with the hit that makes the libero hit it out. It's 4-3 for Hudson. Ooh. Big hit by number 5, Kayla Miller on the Menomonie side. Ooh. Whoa. There we go. Great save by Tori Trainer. Crazy set by Amber and a good spike by Maddie Drewski. Stephanie Little up to serve for Hudson. Ooh. Hudson had a good block, but managed to lose the ball as it was up in the speaker area. Menomonie's serve scores 5-5. Big block by Katrina Zenz on Hudson. Now we have Ashley Fall up to serve. Ball was hit out of bounds, and now it is Menomonie serve again. Number 5, Kayla Miller is up to serve. Good return by Brittany. The set by Amber and a spike by Katrina. Gives Hudson the point. Now we have Maddie Drewski up to serve. Junior at the high school. Another good block by Katrina on the line. Ooh. Hudson's block managed to let it fall right behind him, and Menomonie has got the point. Now we have Menomonie up to serve. Number 3, Takoya Weber. Big hit by Amber Sadoff. Ooh. Menomonie's point. And they serve again. Brittany's spike gets driven short into the net. Menomonie up to serve again. Menomonie up 9-7. Yet another big hit by Katrina, who is now up to serve. Katrina is also a junior at the school. Takoya Weber hits it out of bounds and gives it to Hudson. Good spike by Brooke Stainer from Menomonie, which leads Jenny Wolf up to serve. Hudson unable to return the serve. Referee called the return a lift, and Menomonie got the point. Amber Sadoff with a good spike leads to a free ball sent over again. And then a big block by Stephanie Little. Amber Sadoff up to serve. And another big spike by Stephanie Little. Score 12-11 Menomonie. Hudson serve. Big hit by Brittany, blocked by Menomonie. Menomonie digs another ball. Ellie Schwartz goes out for the spike and hits it out of bounds. Menomonie with the point. And Brooke Stainer up to serve. Hudson is called for yet again another lift on the return. Back after the timeout. Menomonie up to serve and scores 14-11. Menomonie is up. Tori Trainer trying to get the back row attack and it falls short into the net. Menomonie up to serve again. Confusion on the team lets the ball drop in the middle. Back to return, Tori, Maddie, and Ellie. And the serve is hit out. Brittany Eberlein up to serve. And the set gets set out of bounds. Menomonie up to serve, Morgan Lechler. Hudson unable to get it over. And now it's Menomonie's serve again. Oh. Off the dig, the ball hits the top of the stadium and gets knocked right back down. Hudson gets called on a lift and a timeout is called. Menomonie up to serve. Ball goes just out of bounds. And it's Menomonie's point. Menomonie up 21-12. Big spike by number 12 on the Hudson team, Stephanie Little. And Stephanie is now up to serve. Great serve. Menomonie unable to return the ball. The serve. Ooh, big block by Ellie Schwartz. Another block by Ellie Schwartz. and Hudson gets the point. Free ball gets sent over to Hannah Worth. Ooh. And Hudson misses a spike. Substitution being made on the Menomonie team. Swapping Kayla for Fallon Schwach. Hudson on their game for the blocks. And Maddie Drewski with the spike gets it past the defenders and down onto the court. Ashley Fall from Hudson up to serve, scores 22-16 Menomonie. Menomonie's spike goes through Hudson's block. And Menomonie hits it short. Drewski up to serve. Ooh. And Menomonie's spike gets hit out of bounds. Timeout called by Hudson. Maddie Drewski up to serve. Menomonie tips it over and gets the point. And a substitution being made. Stephanie Freidenfelds for Morgan Lechler. Menomonie up to serve, 24-18, game point. And Menomonie wins game 2.
To the third game of a very spirited contest between the Hudson Raiders and the Menomonie Indians here at the Menomonie Gym. Hudson won the first game 25-22. Menomonie came back and won the second game 25-18. So it's 1-1. This match tonight is best of 5. The way these teams are playing, it could very well be, could very well go the distance. Amber Sadoff will be serving. Volleyball rules are the team that loses gets the first serve. In the game for the first time right now is Alexa Belanger. She's a 6-foot junior. Hudson's got the luxury of having 3 6-foot-tall girls at the front line right now. Sadoff, nice hard serve. Menomonie's had trouble with her serve. The libero puts it over. Blocked. Well, that height of Hudson really paid off there. You see a lot of strategy on the part of the coaches. Right now, Menomonie's only got the 1 6-foot girl, Lechler, number 11, as middle hitter. Hudson with Lindstrom Belanger and Little has got a very big, almost college-sized front line. Sadoff with the serve. Libero puts it over. And a little tip. Leckler got over Hudson's tall front line. Menomonie really played a good strategy. They're a smaller team, but very good court awareness. Drewski puts it up, sets for Belanger. Belanger puts it down hard, dug out by the libero. A point to Hudson. Now Hannah Worth in the game for Lindstrom. Hudson off to a 2-1 lead. Worth, the only sophomore on the varsity. This is her second varsity game. She's a very good all-around player. Good hard serve from Worth into the net. When I say Menomonie has good court awareness, they're very content to put the ball where the Hudson players aren't. There's another hard serve by Worth, dug out by the libero, set over. Hudson point player hit the net. Worth stays at serve. Another hard serve from Worth. Drewski sets, Sadoff. Oh, that setup was missed by Little, but the change of pace fooled Menomonie. Hudson out to a 5-1 lead. Hudson's had a little trouble with this gym. It's got a very low girder right down the middle of the court. Menomonie kids know how to play it. Hudson is definitely taken off their game by playing with such a low clearance. Here's Stainer with the serve. Low serve, took a dive, dug out. No, returned, Little sets over to Drewski. Drewski's serve deflected, put up high. Those Menomonie kids are scrappers. There's a they're diving and digging for everything. There's a little putback. Drewski tried to return it out of bounds. Menomonie point. Stainer stays with the serve. Trainer digs over to Belanger. Belanger's spike blocked. There's a little miscommunication there. Menomonie stays on the serve. Worth gets it up over to Drewski. Drewski hard spike, dug out by Menomonie. Shot out of bounds by Miller. Here's Stephanie Little now on the serve. Stephanie had some very good, consistent server for the Raiders. But I jinxed her. Out of bounds serve. Leckler, who's been the most consistent server for Menomonie, back. I'm trying to figure out what she's doing. It looks like the ball kind of dives. Sort of a dead ball coming over the net. It's not particularly hard. She places it well. Great setup by Sadoff. Zenz puts it down. Hudson back in the serve. Okay, Ashley Fall coming in. Belanger out. Nice first minutes by Belanger there. There's Fall on the serve. Good hard serve, picked up by the libero. Nice put down by Miller. Miller's the most consistent spiker from that outside hitter position. Close game in here. Menomonie with a 7-6 lead. Schwach in to serve. Sadoff scrambled, tried to put it down hard into the net. And they called a palm on Zenz. That was a real low serve. Schwach gets it over, Trainer gets it up, fall, setting Drewski into the net. Menomonie, there's Zenz puts it down, dug by, and put back by Zenz. Little dink shot, fall sets. Oh, Miller over to the libero, little dunk shot. Like I said, Menomonie is very crafty. They have a variety of shots. They aren't always looking for the big put away. Schwach is now reeled off 4 straight points. Sadoff puts it up, Trainer over to Zenz. Zenz shot blocked at the net. Worth puts it deep, libero sets, Schwach puts it up. And Wolf puts it down. Timeout for Hudson. Hudson started out real strong the game. Menomonie, once Schwach got into serve, has reeled off 5 straight points. Coach Sadoff wisely takes a timeout to let the team regroup. A lot of, I would call them, if we were playing tennis, unforced errors. It's a loud gym. I think the girls are having trouble hearing each other. And positioning properly. (11-7), Menomonie stays with the serve. Menomonie only has 6 seniors on the team, but those seniors spend a lot of time on the floor. Miller being a junior, the only junior on the team. Schwach serve, dug up by Drewski. Sadoff gets it over. Oh, they called a double hit there. We didn't see that here. Worth gets it up, sets Sadoff. Sadoff puts it deep. Schwach sets Miller. Miller puts it down hard. Drewski got it up. Drewski over, now over to Miller again for the kill. Seven straight points for Menomonie here. Sadoff tips it over, Schwach gets it up, and it's put long, so Hudson gets the serve back after 7 straight points. Drewski in the serve, Jamie Lindstrom in the game for Worth. Schwach setting Wolf again. Wolf's spike blocked. Miller sends it wide. Zenz puts it up high. Here's Lindstrom. And into the net. Here's Miller on the serve. 14-8, Menomonie ahead. Good serve. Duriski gets it up. Fall sets Lindstrom, and Lindstrom puts it long. Menomonie, Miller on the serve. Zenz puts it up. Duriski now over to Lindstrom. Lindstrom hits it deep. There was a putback by the tall front line of Hudson. Katrina Zenz on the serve. Coach Sadoff substituting freely to try to find the right chemistry out on the court. Zenz, a nice hard serve into the net. Friedenfels, a sophomore, seeing some action, #1 for Menomonie. Zenz tries a lob serve there. Dug out. Here's Fall setting. Sadoff. And ball hit long. Menomonie serve. A couple of players we've seen a lot tonight. Weber and Lechler back in the game for Menomonie. Coach Dressel giving a couple of frontline players a little break there. Weber on the serve. Weber to Duriski. Fall sets Lindstrom. And into the net. Brittley Eberlin back in the game for Hudson. Lidstrom out. Weber on the serve. 17-10 Menomonie. Duriski puts it up. Nice block. A lot of good play at the net. Little putback by Menomonie's Lechler and Wolf. Duriski puts it up. Fall sets. And Wolf put it away. 19-10 Menomonie. Wolf is not very tall, probably 5'8", but she can really get up there. Here's Weber on the serve. Hudson takes a second timeout. Menomonie with a 20-10 lead. Well, Hudson had some great rhythm in the first game and for the first part of the second game, but momentum has not been on their side lately. And I think it's, as much they're beating themselves as Menomonie's making good plays. You got to give credit to Menomonie. They are really hustling. They're playing very smart. Menomonie fans were pretty quiet early in the game, but they're revving up now. Weber on the serve here. And that's out of bounds, so Hudson needs to make a rally right here. And nobody with Amber Sadoff serving. Good hard left-handed serve. Almost hit the girder. Nice job of picking that up. There's Wolf tipping it over. Drawiski got it up. Sadoff over to, Menomonie. Awfully scrappy team. They don't give up. Nice. Oh no, they called that on the line. That looked to be clearly out. Menomonie retains serve. That would have been huge for Hudson to retain the serve there. Into the net. Wolf stays on serve. Drawiski got that serve up. And Little hit it long. Nice setup by Sadoff. Hudson girls just got to relax and play their game. And Belanger's played it safe there. There's a set over to the Eberlin spike. Put up in the air. Wolf sets. There's Eberlin again. Great reaction there by Hudson. Real spirited volley here. Called Hudson into the net there. Menomonie 1 point away from taking this third game. Okay, she loses it. That's something I just learned. She failed to hit the ball, and they get one grace point, but not a second. So Hudson gets the point and the serve back. Eberlin out. Hannah Worth serving. Nice hard serve. Put back by Drawiski and Little there. Well, Hudson needs to run off a few points here. Libero puts it up. Put back hard by Leckler, and Menomonie takes the third game, 25-13. Okay, welcome back to the fourth game in a very spirited match between the Hudson Raiders and Menomonie Indians at the Menomonie gym here in Menomonie. Menomonie holds a 2-1 lead. Hudson looked good in winning the first game, 25-22. Menomonie has won the last 2 games. Format for varsity is best of 5. So if Hudson can win this game, it'll force a fifth and deciding game to decide the match. We've got Wolf serving for Menomonie to start this fourth game out. Deep serve, Drawiski puts it up. And great set by Sadoff. Stephanie Little puts it down. Hudson had great momentum throughout most of the first game. Menomonie made a little bit of a run at the end of the game, and Hudson has just been in a bit of a funk ever since. This low ceiling is part of the issue. And this scrappy Menomonie team is the other part of the issue. They're not very big, but they play a smart game. And Hudson hasn't been consistent in their sets or spikes. Sadoff serving, nice low serve. Sadoff started the first game reeling off 5 straight points, and she's got a good start here. Serving for her 4th point right now. She's a left-handed server. The girls don't see that too often. Nice diving serve too. There, Belanger puts it down. Hudson off to a good lead to start this very important 4th game. Again, deep serve, dives in. Set off 5 straight points. That's what we need, is good, consistent service to build those Hudson girls' confidence up. Another tough serve. Sadoff sets. Their libero came back and dug it. And those scrappy Menomonie kids will never let anything die. Little pop over the net. Belanger puts it down. Hudson off to a great start in this game. Menomonie does a substitution right away. Weber coming out, replaced by Lindberg. I haven't seen Lindberg in the game yet tonight. Here's Sadoff again with the serve, deep to libero Harmstrom. Leckler does a little tip. Oh, and the set to Little with a little bit of a miscue. That's a pure timing play. Little and Sadoff connect on that most of the time. 6-1 Hudson lead to start this 4th game out. Here's Stainer with a serve into the net. So that's good. Maybe momentum will stay on the Hudson side a little while longer. Here's Brittany Eberlin, nice serve. And into the net by Bud, number 2. Eberlin back on serve. Dressel, the Menomonie coach, saw enough. She's going to try and calm her girls down. Each team gets 2 one-minute timeouts per game. Hudson off to an 8-1 lead, which is just what they needed in this very important 4th game. It's a very different team from what Hudson saw last week in Eau Claire Memorial. Eau Claire was very tall, very athletic, and this Menomonie team doesn't have the height, but they're very scrappy, just like all the athletes seem to be coming out of this school. Hannah Worth in the game as libero. Hudson with Belanger and Little in the middle. Brittany Eberlin, who's serving now, has played virtually every minute of the preceding games for Hudson. Nice reaction there. Nice dig by Hudson. Leckler's shot blocked, but they called net, and Eberlin stays in the serve. Hudson up to a 9-1 lead. Another good serve from Eberlin. Wolf sets Miller. Worth gets it up. There's a set to Drewiski. Dug out by Harmstrom. Now Bud puts it over. Eberlin gets it. Sadoff sets Little. Little spike gets through. Eberlin stays in the serve. 10-1 Hudson lead here. Another good serve from Eberlin. Put up high. Wolf sets it over to Lechner. And Lechner does a little tip over the outstretched arms of the middle hitters for Hudson. Lechler's been the best server for Menomonie tonight. We've got Jan in the game, number 13 for Menomonie. Lechler on the serve. It was worth getting it up. Over to Druski. Druski into the net. Still trying to figure out what Lechler does. I think she has a really dead ball and it drops. Hudson players are having a hard time judging it. There she went. She changed it up and went deep. Got it in the far corner. Another change up there. Over to Belanger. Shot blocked. Druski gets it over. And that was a palm call, so Hudson, well, that time Lechler got 4 serves in for point. Stephanie Little on the serve. Good hard serve. Harmstrom digs it over to Miller. Little gets it up. Over for Druski. There, that low girder got in Menomonie's way. That's for the first time. You can tell they know how to play. There's a real home field advantage, kind of like the Metrodome used to be for the Twins. Good serve by Little. Libero tips it over. Little sets over to Druski. And in. She got that far corner. Took a little bit off of that hit, just placed it instead. Menomonie's been very good at placing balls tonight. Now, Schwach comes in for Menomonie. She's been one of their mainstays. She's played a lot of minutes for them. Only player for Hudson that stayed on the floor the whole night is Sadoff. Little hard serve. Druski puts it down. Boy, it's all set up with a good hard serve. Difficult return there. Hudson with a 14-5 lead. Another good serve from Little, setting Miller. A nice dig there by number 1 for Menomonie. I don't know what they called on Belanger there. It looks like they called a palm. Well. There's Schwach serving. Eberlin gets it. And dug out by Wolf. And hit long. Hudson point. There's Belanger out and fall in. Ashley on the serve. 15-6 Hudson in game 4. Good serve. Wolf tips it over and Menomonie point. Wolf is a very good athlete. Smart plays, not very tall, but she's very effective. There's Miller with the serve. Good hard put down by Katrina Zenz. Drewski back to serve. Hudson with a 16-7 lead. Deep serve, put up. Wolf pops it over. Hannah Worth got it over. That was a fourth hit, so Menomonie keeps it. We've got Weber back in the game. Weber's been a consistent server for Menomonie. Well, 5'2" of her, but she gets a jump serve and gets quite a bit on the ball. Low hard serve. Eberlin did a nice job returning that with her left hand. Over the net, Hudson. Leckler went over the net to get that. A little back in the game for Hudson. Zenz serving. 17-8 Hudson. Oh. Net serve. Oh. Zenz has usually got a very effective hard serve. Here's Wolf, another one of the good athletes for Menomonie. Eberlin, shot blocked. Nice job, Ashley Fall, getting that over. Leckler put it out of bounds. Hudson serve. Sadoff that got the game started with 5 straight points back in the serve. Menomonie coach calls a timeout. Okay, well, things are moving in Hudson's direction. They got off to a good start and maintained momentum pretty consistently through the game. They're starting to play like we've seen them play. Really supporting each other, making good passes, making good digs. We hope they can keep this up and finish off this fourth game with an 18-9 lead. First team to 25 wins. Set up on the serve. Put down, Leckler over. Drewski puts it up. No, they called a palm on Hudson there. Again, we're not seeing what the ref is seeing, but Steiner on the serve. Drewski puts it up. Over to Belanger. Belanger just puts it over. Leckler called on a palm. 19-10 Hudson. Eberlin on the serve. Harmstrom, the libero, back in for Menomonie. Leckler, a little dunk over the net. And can you, testing, 1, 2. Okay, Leckler back on serve. Oh, Leckler really threw a change up that time. Okay, we're having a little problem with the mic. I don't know if you can hear it. So our Leckler is like a crafty pitcher. She'll do a changeup, hit it hard. That time she hit it long. Hudson with a 20-13 lead. Stephanie Little on the serve. Good hard serve from Little. Setting Miller. Miller's spike gets down. Schwach on the serve from Menomonie. Eberlin sets. Good hard putback by Zenz. Boy, when the chemistry's working, Sadoff and Zenz are pretty dangerous in front. Here's Ashley Fall coming in to serve for Hudson. 14. Hudson in the lead in this fourth game. Fall serve to the libero. She puts it high. Wolf sets. Schwach puts it over. Eberlin sets. There's Wolf putting it back to Fall. Sadoff sets Drewski again, and she gets it down. So Fall on the serve, 22-14. Deep serve by Fall. Kind of a knuckleball there. And Hudson with 2 points from victory here in the fourth game. Little drop serve. Menomonie gets it over. Here's Fall setting. Sadoff shot blocked at the net. Little collision. And Zenz gets it. Schwach puts it up. Oh, setting Miller again. Nice reaction there. Block at the net. Hudson's reacting well now. There, nice little change of direction there by Sadoff. She put it down the line, surprised the Menomonie defenders. Hudson within 1 point of victory now. Fall stays in the serve. It's a tradition here at Hudson to raise a finger on that for that last point, kind of a good luck thing. Schwach sets Wolf. Wolf spike, put up. Worth puts it over. Harmstrom puts it up, setting, and out. Hudson wins this very important fourth game to force the deciding fifth game, which will decide the match here tonight. Boy, Hudson got off to a good start and never let up. Menomonie made a couple runs at him, but Hudson maintained their composure and started really playing like a team. Good spacing, good passing, good communications between the team. Taking a much needed 3-minute break here as they go into the fifth game. And we're gonna take a little break here now too. Well, welcome back to the fifth and deciding game in a very exciting match between the Hudson Raiders and the Menomonie Indians. We're in Menomonie. This is a best-of-5 match, and Hudson won the first game in fairly convincing fashion, 25-22. Menomonie came back and won the second and third games by a 25-18 and 25-12 score. Hudson got off to a very good start in the fourth game and forced this fifth and deciding game with a 25-14 win. It's been a game of momentum, and Hudson's Amber Sadoff, who's going to be serving now, got Hudson off to a great start in the last game. So we hope that continues. Menomonie has got a very young team. They've got 6 seniors, 1 junior, and 6 sophomores. So they're playing beyond their years, although their seniors do spend a lot of time on the court. Sadoff serves deep. Armstrong gets it up. There's Leckler, shot blocked at the net. Drewski puts it back. Little miscommunication there between Little and Eberlin. Menomonie takes first point. Here's Wolf on the serve. Drewski puts it up. Set for Belanger. Just long, just long. Thought it might sneak into that far corner. Wolf stays with the serve. Worth gets it up. And Eberlin into the net. Well, we hoped Hudson would maintain their momentum here. They got to get back in the serve. There, Wolf helps them out by serving long. Hudson in the serve. Brittany Eberlin. Brittany's a third-year player on Coach Dennis Sadoff's varsity team. Weber returned it very close to the net. And Hudson comes back to within 3-2. Eberlin serve, dug out by Libero. Wolf puts it over. Leckler's little dink shot was put back by Little. Hudson ties it up. Good hard serve by Eberlin, put high by Harmstrom, and put out. Hudson into the lead now. Another good hard serve by Eberlin. Wolf puts it up. Harmstrom puts it over. Here's over to Drewiski. Drewiski, little push shot. Retrieved by Wolf. Drewiski gets it up. With no one there to put it over. Score tied. Here's Smith in the game, replacing Stainer. Probably just for a short break. Stainer's played a lot of minutes. Smith in to serve. Smith is a sophomore. Hannah Worth gets the serve up. Belanger puts it deep, way up in the ceiling. Wolf puts it up. Leckler dips it. Little returns a favor. Wolf over to Miller. Miller's shot blocked. They call Hudson in the net. Menomonie point. All right, girls got to learn to jump quick and straight. Smith serving into the net. A lot of pressure for a sophomore. Katrina Zen's in, Stephanie Little out, Hannah Worth on the serve. Nice hard serve. Weber couldn't handle it. Point Hudson. We've got Lindbergh in the game, replacing Weber. Worth stays with the serve. Another good hard serve. Smith got it. Over to Bud. Dug out by Sadoff. Drewski's shot blocked out of bounds. Hudson out to a 7-5 lead. Oh. Short serve by Worth. 7-6. Leckler in the serve. Jan in the game, another sophomore. And a good kill by Dreweski. Nice set. There's Ashley Fallback in the game, going back to serve. Ashley served Hudson to the victory in the last game. Good deep serve by Fall. Wolf sets. Bud. Oh, left-handed spike got in. I don't think anybody expected that. 8-7 Hudson. Schwach back in the game for Bud. Schwach on the serve. Wolf puts it up. Great set by Fall. Zenz puts it down. Hudson back in the serve. Maddie Drewiski. Timeout for Menomonie. Hudson up 9-7. That's the second and timeout for Menomonie. Hudson really seems to have figured out this is a tough place to play, no doubt. Hudson was really out of sorts here in the second and third game. They got off to a good start in that fourth game and carrying the momentum here into this fifth and deciding game. Dave Drewiski and Jane Little bringing you the game for the Hudson Volleyball Boosters. We had over 90 girls try out for high school volleyball this year. It's the biggest numbers ever. So it's a sign of good things to come for Hudson Volleyball. Maddie Drewiski serving.
Let's go, ladies.
Little dot. Oh, nice dig by Menomonie. I didn't think there was any chance of getting that ball. We got Miller back serving for Menomonie. Stainer back in for Smith. Miller's serve put up by Sadoff puts it long. Hudson was hoping for a touch there. Game's tied 9-9. Game's tied 9-9. Miller serving, put up by Zenz. Drewiski over to Eberlin. Eberlin puts it over, Miller puts it up. Schwach sets Wolf, and Wolf into the net. Hudson going for some height. Stephanie Little back in. Katrina Zenz serving. Zenz lob serve this time. Stainer, shot blocked by Little. Good move by Sadoff, putting Stephanie in the front. She does a very good job blocking in the middle. 11-9 Hudson, Zenz serving. Another lob serve. There's Stainer, shot dug by Fall. Zenz out, Worth in, 11-10 Hudson. Two substitutions now for Menomonie, Leckler in and Weber in. Now this is money time, Weber serving. Jump serve, dug by Worth. Sadoff shot blocked at the net, put up by Harmstrom. Schwach over to Leckler. Leckler dumps it. Fall sets Eberlin. Eberlin shot down. Nice teamwork and passing there by Hudson. Very patient. Fall out. Belanger in. Got Amber Sadoff serving here. Very exciting match here. Teams battling back and forth. Deep left-handed serve. Weber got it. Leckler over to Schwach. Worth puts it up. And the return too high for Leckler. Hudson at 14. Hudson stayed alive by winning the fourth game. And here we are, 13-10 in the fifth and deciding game. A lot of strategy on the part of the coaches, moving players in and out. Certain players have done a better job serving, setting, digging. A lot of fun to watch tonight. Amber Sadoff with the serve. Deep left-handed serve. Harmstrom gets it. Leckler puts it back. And libero Harmstrom somehow put it down from deep. Got Wolf serving now. 13-11. Wolf is one of the captains for Menomonie. He's played every minute. Wolf serve, low, dug by Drewiski. Sadoff gets it over to Drewiski. Drewiski puts it back to Wolf. And Lechner puts it down. There's a timeout for Hudson. Game is to 15. Team's got to win by 2. Fifth and deciding game. So this is for all the marbles. We've gotten our money's worth tonight watching these teams. Menomonie saved their top 6 for the last part of this game. They rotated some players out for a few points. Hudson with Eberlin, Sadoff, Little, Worth, Drewiski, and Belanger on the court. Wolf serving for Menomonie. 13-12 Hudson lead. Wolf's serve goes to Drewiski. She gets it up over to Belanger. Belanger, good hard spike, puts it down. Hudson's 1 point from a victory here. Good smart play by Alexa Belanger. She's also a basketball player and she's very good around the net. We saw that there. Eberlin serving for the win. Good hard serve. Harmstrom puts it up. Fox sets. Schwach. Drewiski puts it up. Over to Drewiski. Tipped at the net. Wolf sets Leckler. Put back. Hudson wins it. Menomonie in the net. Wow, this is an exciting game. I hope you enjoyed it as much as Jane and I have. Hudson, just to recap, won the first game 25-22. Menomonie came back and won the second game 25-18. The third game 25-12. And it looked like momentum was firmly camped on the Menomonie side of the net. However, Amber Sadoff came up with the fourth game, 5 straight points. Hudson reestablished momentum and carried it through to this very exciting 15-12 victory in the fifth and deciding game here. Folks, if you haven't watched girls volleyball, you know, I've been involved in youth sports for the last 16 years, and there's nothing more exciting than a good volleyball game like you see here tonight. And, you know, Hudson has some great traditions, great sportsmanship, a lot of smiles out there right now, terrific game. So we want to congratulate Coach Sadoff and Galuska for some great strategy and adjustments during the game. They pulled out a victory in a very difficult little bandbox to play in. And Hudson wins their first Middle Border Conference, or excuse me, Big Rivers Conference match here to go 6-1 on the season. So for Jane Little and Dave Drewiski, thanks for joining us and come out to our next game. Good night.